going to start off my speech with some questions. All right. Raise your hand if you have stayed up late or woken up early to get your homework done. Okay. Now raise your hand if you've used caffeine or any other drug to make sure you're awake for the next day because you lost hours of sleep. Okay. Now raise your hand if you've dealt with stress, anxiety, or even depression because of the lack of sleep. Hello everybody, I'm Allison, Otten, and I will be arguing against high school start times before 7:30. I will explain the mental, social, and physical effects of little sleep and how they're changing teenagers today. Like many of my peers here, I had to wake up early or finish my work later than night just so that I could get my homework done. I've recently spoken to some people about our routines, so who all here is in dual enrollment? I am as well, so that means we go to high school and then we go to college. We have to balance that as well as doing our social work, work, high school, homework, etc. Sports. For me, I have to wake up at 7 o'clock. From there, it gives me an hour to do some extra homework that I didn't get done that night, or if I have homework that is due in weeks to come, I get that done as well. From there, I take that extra hour from 8 to 9 to get some shampoo in my hair, get ready for the day, just start off everything with a clean slate. From there, I go to 9 o'clock to 9:30 to copy. Me and Emily go out and get some coffee in the morning just to wake ourselves up, get that extra boost for the day. I have high school from 9:30 until 10:30. There we get our work done. I have a class, then I leave to go home, get early lunch, and then I go to college. College, I tend to stay there from 11 to about 3. For 2 hours, I do homework, and then the other hour I have a college class. Right from then, I go from 3 to 6 or 9. 9 is my later hours that I work. 6 o'clock, if I do work till 6, I go to a sporting event or any social event that my friends ask me to go to because that's the only time I get to do it. If it's 9 o'clock, I go home and I tend to do homework until 12. Given that some people are in AP classes or dual enrollment, it takes extra time to do some work, 3, 4, 5 hours each day. So I try to take the time as much as needed. According to the nationwide children.org, teenagers on average tend to only get 7 hours sleep, just like me, compared to what is needed, which is 9 hours of sleep. First, I'll talk about the physical effects of no sleep. During high school, most students go through puberty. It's a natural occurrence. When hormone levels shift, a biological internal adolescence clock shifts as well. This means for teenagers like me, we used to go to sleep at 9 o'clock, but then we go now to sleep at 11. Shifts back 2 hours. For most people waking up, you normally used to wake up at 6, but now you wake up at 8 o'clock, and this is naturally. This is not without any distractions. So let's say today we have phones to distract us, we go on Netflix, we do social media, those distract us and make us go to bed even later. When most classes, according to the American Medical Association, start around 7:30 a.m., going to sleep at 11 does not give us enough sleep hours when we wake up at 6 o'clock. When we don't have enough sleep, our attention span decreases, tardiness increases, and cognitive functions of the brain worsen in quality. This means when your teacher's telling you stuff, it goes in one ear and out the other. Last physical effect is the growth of the body. The height can be stunted, so for me, I get little sleep. We can see why I'm so short. Or you can get an increase in a metabolic disorder. This includes anorexia or obesity. Second is the mental negative effects. This can be depression or anxiety, which has risen due to the workloads increasing and the hours of work decreasing. This leaves larger amounts for stress in this generation. This means students also sleep in class, so they don't really get to learn, which means test scores go down, ACT scores, GPA. So lower grades leads to more depression. Depression can lead some students to bad drugs. This includes weed or any non-prescription drugs. Another one is the social effects. This coincides with the mental effects of no sleep, but it also involves the social anxiety, which rises. Berkeley College did a study and showed that students have been more susceptible to feeling of loneliness when regular social interactions aren't taking place. For me, I don't get to see my high school peers as much. I only get to see them for an hour, so which I used to take for granted, seeing them 6+ hours. I don't see them as often. And in college, I have only one class there, so I only get to say hi to some of my high school students at college, but I don't really interact with them because I'm either studying or I have class. So when I get the time, I do want to go to high school events. This includes volleyball games, football games. Even if my friends ask me to go to dinner, I take advantage of it because I don't get to see them as often. This causes more stress knowing that I have to involve my social life with work as well as homework and then sleep. What you can do is sign a petition. It only takes a few moments, or you can join an organization or give a donation. An organization called School Starts Later gives you a long list of things you can do to help this situation get better. We can sign a petition to make sure that laws have schools start later than 7:30. In fact, most doctors tend to want schools to start around 8:30 a.m. or later. If you have these laws taken in place, this can mean having a good amount of sleep. Good amount of sleep means you're awake in class. GPA is higher, ACT scores are higher, and then means overall happiness. Because school starting early affects the kids mentally, socially, and physically, we must get schools to start later than 8:30. Take action today, and it will change the future tomorrow. Thank you.